Hi, this is the starting point of something great. I believe it's something great. Um, First, let me introduce myself. I'm just a typical American, born in 1994, right? So now I'm 30 years old. And I want to talk about our society, the government, big corporation, and business, money and power. Okay. This video series, I thought about it for a long time. I thought about to make it or not to make it. But finally I decided, hey, let's make it. Because I believe people need to know about how fucked up our society is sometimes. Okay. And of course, I want the society to be better and better. That's why I have to point out all the areas that's critically wrong with our current society, the government, institution, everything, right? That way, it's technically also my duty as a citizen, U.S. citizen, to inform everybody of things that needs to be improving, right? Just like if you see somebody on the street getting murdered, it's your right, it's your duty as a citizen to to report it, right? So this first topic we're going to talk about is the U.S. banking industry. For those who doesn't know about U.S. banking industry, right? It is a company that give you the credit card, right? As turned out, I think some can argue credit card companies are great, fantastic. That it give you rewards, benefits. It makes transactions supposedly easy. But today we're gonna go over the opposite, the corporate negative effect of when the banking industry is literally owned by few individuals, or corporations. In corporations, you can still call it individual. I think in America sometimes people forget that corporation, who's backing the corporation, is a few people, not many people. Not even the employee who work for the corporation are technically owners. They're workers, they're employees. But the owners, the one in control of corporations, maybe 0.000, only a select few. But anyways, today we're gonna go over some of the horrible things about our U.S. institution. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at my Stripe account from what is it today? Today's June. Let's go over some information from last year. That's right. I waited 6 months or so to talk about it, but I think it's the right time to talk about it. Let's review it. Let's take a look. So I started business. It's just any regular business. There's a lot of small business in America, right? I'm one of them, and it's very tough because if you look it up, like over 99%, 98% of small business bankrupt. A lot of I think it's really hard to start a business nowadays if you think about it, right? There's only so many industries, right? You can't do every industry that makes money, right? You can only do like small, like I don't know, small grocery store, milk shop, restaurant, boba shop, right? Restaurant, barber shop, maybe. What else can you do? All the big money can become media. Large corporation can be large electronic manufacturer. No, you can't. Like it requires billions dollars that normal people does not have. So if you think about it nowadays, small business industries are very, very limited and restricted, right? And I'm one of those company, a small company. We started last year, and at the start also AI boom, right? AI boom, right? There's a lot of small businesses. We're one of them, and I mean, it's one of the rare opportunity if you think about it. The AI industry is starting, and there's some small businesses like ours that is trying to compete to make the world better, right? To provide more, choices for consumer, right? Last year, well, it all sounds great, but let's take a look. Okay, so last year our business was doing pretty good, right? I mean, just from one of our account, you can see we made the revenue is about decent, right? We started with $10,000 to start with losing money, losing our ass off, right? A small business is very difficult, and they would work really, really hard. Personally, for me, as an entrepreneur, whatever, just normal person, right? We can only work hard, and guess what? And then we grow up company slowly and slowly and slowly. In January 2024, like beginning of this year, is looking fantastic, right? And boom, it's all gone. You might ask, why? Well, the reason is because Stripe shut us down and basically took all of our customer credit card information and say, hey, we're not going to give you our data back, or your customer, you're fucked, basically. That's what they give us. But let's take a look. Why, right? Like, we're just doing regular sales, right? Our customers is everything. And the other thing that you may ask, is it because you guys are using Stripe? Is it because it's high chargeback fraud? No. You know why? Because our chargeback rate, if you look at the data right here, is 0.12%. It's below the industry average of 1%. And it's lowest risk possible. You know why? Because we provide excellent customer support. We're just, it is what we offer, right? And you might ask why, right? Like, you guys are small business. Why does bank Stripe shut you guys down? Like, well, it's because of this. In US, there's 3, 4 Visa, Master, Discovery, maybe American Express. Not many payment processors, right? Not many banks. Like, the card that you may use, right, is owned by select few. I'm sure 80% of you only use Visa, right? And these banks, not only they charge you like 3%, like some even charge you up to 5%. Think about it. Restaurant, okay? Restaurant, let's look at the average profit of restaurant. Let's take a look at one thing about the fucked up thing about restaurant average profit margin. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, 3 to 5%. And guess what? Credit card company charge you about 3%. Think about it. All the restaurant, all the small business in America, about 50% of your profit technically goes to credit card. Okay? Think about it. You're 3 to 5%. One may argue that, hey, credit card offers reward points. That's like 1%, 2% back, right? But you know how much, what's the interest rate on those credit cards? Those credit card company would charge you $50 if you overdraft, right? Like $20 for just fees after fees. Some have annual fees, and the most important is to charge your interest rate. That's right. If you don't have money to pay off your credit card by the end of the month, guess what? You get fucked. So credit card, those are, And all this industry, think about it. In America, we don't do cash. Everything's through credit card. If you look up what's the percentage, well, it's trillions and trillions of the entire U.S. economy is based on online, all credit card, retail, all credit card. Everything's just credit card, and they take about 3%. Yeah, for small business, think about it. That's so basically for every restaurant that's out there, they take about 50% for just payment transaction, payment. Just it just mind blowing, and nobody talk about it. I think nobody talk about it. I think it's because they don't know about it, and this is why I'm here to inform people about, to educate people as much as I can about the system that we live in, right? I want to help the society to be better and better, more positive, better growth. And, this is part of it. So you might ask, let's go back to Stripe, right? So we're paying Stripes not even 3%. We're paying them like more than 3% because we're a new business, right? And they don't trust us, right? And we prove them with extremely low chargeback rate. We answer, all the dispute. All of our customers, we have direct relationship with, right? We provide direct service to them. And, just typically online business. And they shut us down because of we were partially in an industry that they think is high risk. Even though the data says it's no high risk at all. There's no risk because status is mathematics. Then why can they shut us down? Well, let's take a look. Okay, Stripe. Okay, they have a bunch of industry. As turned out, if you do look at this, let's take a look. Stripe. What is it? Banned industries. This is where it gets prohibited industries. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the list. Okay, that they think is high risk. And let me tell you one thing. Everything that makes money nowadays, if small business wants to make money, just take a look at the business that they don't want you to do. Basically, it covers everything, pretty much. Okay. So let's take a look at prohibited businesses, right? They say, hey, we don't drug. That's normal. Equipment making drug. Okay, that's very biased, right? You can sell computer and say, hey, the computer can be used to making drug. So there's just a lot of abstraction to this. Adult services, okay? What's considered adult services? Okay. Do you guys, OnlyFans is pretty adult, right? Then we're going to find out what do they mean? Like specific adult content and services. I mean, everybody can say, OnlyFans, right? It's adult, right? It's porn. Because people pay for porn. Yeah, that's right. Okay, gambling, that's normal because it's illegal to do gambling. That's government services. What does that even mean? Okay, government identity services. So many services. And this list, travel. This single hand. If you just look at the summary of it, it's just crazy. It's just crazy the amount of things that they don't want. And this is only for Stripe. And guess what? Spoiler. Stripe's ban list is pretty much the same as, guess what? Visa, MasterCard, and Discovery. It means that all these industries, they don't want you to do. Just because you think in America you have freedom. If they don't want you to do travel, get the fuck out of the industry. Think about the market, okay? If you're a business, you're required to use credit card, right? Because it's a monopoly. There's nothing you can do to change it because they own the banking system. Okay? You want to do business? Then bow down to them. Okay? You think America have freedom? Fuck no. Fuck no. You know why? Because in America we have two systems. The government is very free, but but the country is owned by corporations that have more fucking rules than fucking North Korea that you had to deal with. The government can say, yeah, you can buy a gun, but private corporation, they decide, hey, what kind of gun we're gonna make, what kind of business you can do, right? That's huge. Think about it. Even if one day government say, hey, you guys can sell cocaine, it's legal now, but all the banking system, let's say Visa, we're gonna say, hey, we don't like it, we're not gonna allow you. Guess what? How are you gonna take your money? How are you gonna store your money? They can freeze your bank account. That's what we're gonna talk about next, right? For us, it's so crazy. We got our bank account frozen. For example, I'm not gonna show you my bank account, but let's just say I have $5,000 in my Wells Fargo account, and they fucking froze, and we processed a few $1,000, and they fucking froze the entire fucking bank account. Why? They're the fucking bank. Most people will not touch it. I would say 99% of the people will not, like, the bank will treat you, because most are not business owners, I presume, right? So in a sense, not only think about it, as a small business owner, you have to survive. Even the bankruptcy rate is 98%. It means 100 people comes in, 98% dies. Two people survives, and guess what? These 2 people will get fucked by the bank. Will be very likely to be landing on one of these industries and get fucked. Okay? And talking about Stripe, okay? Okay, they specifically say, hey, high risk, gambling, fucking adult is horrible. And guess what? That's right. OnlyFans fucking use Stripe. Premiere, if you use OnlyFans, congratulations. They allow Stripe. Easy fucking payment processing, low fee, right? You might ask, why is it OnlyFans, which is worse of, like, it degrades the entire moral. It's almost as worse as Ashley Madison. OnlyFans is almost as worse as Ashley in terms of moral standing. And if you think Stripe, such a moral high ground company, they don't want adult, they don't want gambling, they don't want anything high risk, bad for humanity. Why would they allow OnlyFans, which is one of the worst company? Why? Probably because there's some connection going on. Maybe, you never know. Maybe they get free OnlyFans. Maybe the CEO of Stripe love OnlyFans. I don't know, but there must be something. You know why? Because these are corporations. Regular small business, or even medium business, or even large companies that's not considered as corporations, they don't get the negotiation power. And think about it, in our modern society, if all the industries are locked by a big corporation who can't let all their corporation to win, how is this freedom? Our economy is fucked. And the US economy, the capitalism, is dead if it only allows big players to earn money. Okay? And look at it. Why? Why are they allowing? It's CC bill. You want to say CC bill, they're high risk merchant account for you guys who can, because we did apply for CC bill. And guess what? They give us, let me see if I don't want to, how about this? Leave in a comment to see if you guys want a part 2. But they sent us an email that's about 10 pages long about the things they do not allow on a high-risk industry, including things like, I wish I can show you guys in the next video. But even a high-risk merchant account, they specifically have so much requirement that basically intends to say fuck you. Basically, it just means fuck you. So right, and this issue is not only for me. If you look up online, right? I just saw the article the other day, just on the Google first page. I'm not even digging. Another person, right, sells toys, right? Just purely toys, and their uniform is okay. And just because one of the banks say, "Hey, we don't like it, therefore we're not going to process it," it's ridiculous. And you may say there's so many banks out there, but all these banks, they copy and paste each other's policy. It's the same because it's corporation after corp. It's a highly a inner circle thing. So whatever policy from one company, they just copy and paste. So in a sense, like a lot of industries, you have to bow down to them just to have a chance, just to be able to do the most basic thing. For us, let me just tell you this. For 2024, we've been focusing more, talking more with the banks than the time spent improving our company, our core product. This is how serious things are nowadays. And we're not even in the adult industry. We're only in the uncensored AI industry, which is to give people the power of free AI. Like AI that's not biased. That's not biased. That's not, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Okay? I mean, banks. What can we do? I mean, this is only complaining, right? Like, but what can we do to fix things? I don't think we can fix it. I think the only way to fix it is to educate the public, one step at a time, one video at a time. Not just for me. I'm just one person, right? And and to be honest, like I'm should be focusing more on our customers to make our customer happy, right? To provide a good service. But the industry is just so unfair that I do have to spend the extra time talking about it, because I believe it's just saddening to see what's going on in America. And I get it. Some people might defend the big corporations, say, "Hey, this private companies, they can do whatever they want." Of course. But I think it's nice to have have companies, especially large corporations, the reward that they deserve, right? But not like this. It's starting to be more negative towards overall society, because most people, including the employee who work at these big tech or big corporations, they don't get much benefit. They just get paid a salary, which they pay taxes. They probably pay more taxes than the CEO of the company and the big corporation owners, stockholders, right? People might even say, "Hey, these corporations are owned by stockholders." Not really, because if you look at the stock market breakdown, most of these big corporations are owned by hedge fund, owned by few select, it's a we can go into it very, very deeply, but I'm not this video is not here to talk about whether or not corporations are bad or good, but it's just a difficulty of starting a business, or how just banking system can fuck you off. And I'm only talking about the banking industry. I'm not even talking about 20, 30 different things that's going to be in the video, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every video is going to be very informational and nonprofit. I'm doing this for just for educating the public out of my heart. But this is just to show you that, you know, it's really hard. Sometimes you see on the news support small businesses, support because it's good for local economy, because it actually does help local economy, because small business owners tends to be, you know, more appreciative compared to big corporations. But this is just to show you, corporation fucks small businesses because the environment, the business environment is shit, and it's gonna continue to be shit unless this gets changed. I would consider myself I'm pretty stubborn, right? So I don't give up easily. So I continue to fight, right? So our business is doing all right, right? Even though it took $1 million in loss from this Stripe issue, about $1 million, but we'll manage, because, you know, for me, it's not, for me, money, it's just nice to have, I guess. For me, the money I make, relatively speaking, I just want to help the society overall. Yeah, if you check out my channel, you'll see that I do philosophy. That's my love. It's always been my love, no matter what I do, honestly. But it's just something to think about, you know. And the other thing is that I know that people who are watching this video, maybe you will just forget about this video, because, you know, our attention span is so low nowadays. But I do sincerely wish that people can recognize, think about it. Think about our society nowadays. You know, you're gonna graduate from university, top of the class, right? And the best of you are probably going to work for a big corporation who just pay you a tiny, small fraction of the money that they generate to you. Let's say $500,000, and you pay 50% taxes. That's more than those corporation pays. And yeah, and everybody knows, after tax, what can you do? Buy a house? Housing price is so expensive. It's very, and then for the next video we're going to talk about is how even the top 1% of the income makers are not going to do well in America. And small business get fucked, right? You just, you know, restaurant, 50% revenue goes to, the profit goes to banks, and the rest of the industry is locked. They say, hey, it feels like they almost feels like they're only gonna do business with you if you're in a large corporation. Disregard of moral standing. But anyways, this concludes the topic. Think about it, and do you engage in a comment? Tell me what you feel.